earth is flat. It's fact that the earth. NASA lies. NASA is a devil in disguise. I repeat, no shuttle has ever pierced through the sky. You decide. Look at any launch, how they fly sideways, never straight up. Yeah, that would work if the globe wasn't made up. NASA every day gets paid chunks of money for what? Some kids don't even get to eat lunch. Disgusting. Some people don't even get to eat nothing. And we're trusting this buildings ain't crumbling as we hurl through space doing 60,000 and something. Nothing you say will change my mind. We've been lied to. If you don't want to believe me, that's fine too.
They start to multiply. I will show you why.
Hey John, good morning John, good morning Brendan, good morning Simon, how you guys doing? Two main men in the house. How's life treating you guys? Hey Emerald, how you doing? I'm just getting, as again, I'm running a bit late. I'm just getting a coffee and that together, guys. Hey, good morning, Rebel. Good morning, Amanda. Amanda's hungover. She must have been hitting the juice last night. What was you drinking, Amanda? What was you drinking? Ooh, yeah, the old gin turns men crazy, right? Gin, I've never got on with gin. Gin is such a weird one. Vodka and gin, man, yeah. I would have been finished probably off two shots of that. Oh, what wasn't you drinking? Hey, good morning, Will. How you doing? Good to see you. Right, guys, I'll be back in a sec. I've just got to go and do something.
It's white man, getting silly with it. It's a red man, getting silly with it. It's a black man, getting silly with it. It's a yellow man, getting silly with it. Silly with it. You got a big nose, big feet, big head, and you're walking alone. You got a big nose, big feet, big head, and you're walking alone. He's walking alone. You got big nose, big feet, big head, and you're walking alone. Woo. You got a big nose, big feet, big head, and you're walking alone. It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, it's 4. Won't you take a walk with me? It's time, baby. What we're here for. Won't you take a talk with me? Talk with me. Please, please, baby. Say what we're here for. Won't you take a walk with me? It's time, baby. Say what we're here for. Won't you take a talk with me? Talk with me. Please, please, baby. Say what we're here for.
How can I help you? Forgive me, menno, I need 5 minutes just a break from all these politicians. And I'm sick and twisted adolescents, always raining on, I gotta bless them. And I think they got the wrong impression, but I'm sick and tired of second guessing. Holy Bible with the Smith and Wesson, I don't really need a scripture lesson. See, it's going on a different level, puppeteer, Pinocchio, Geppetto. I don't really think I need a medal, hell on earth, but I don't see the devil. Government is always picking wars, I wonder what we're even living for. It's crowded right outside of heaven's door, they open it, then you should hit the floor. If they don't respond, you give them force. Screws loose, but you're missing yours. Watching history repeat itself, this is probably the way Jesus felt. And they claim to change the season, melts the Arctic, and I think they need some help. Record the day the price of freedom fell. Water shortage, dig a deeper well. Keep going, soon you're reaching hell. Pollute the earth until I see the smell. I can rant, kick, scream, and yell.
Hey, good morning, Jax. How you doing? How is everybody? I think it's on the. I've got M's. A couple of M's. Few videos. Emerald's building a space station, and he's gonna invite everyone to it.
All due respect, you're really scaring me, and I don't think I want your therapy. The problem is you're going merrily to your demise, so taking care of.
Right, I'm gonna open up the hangout, guys. Just if you want to come in while I'm getting my stuff together, my shit together.
That's important. Rose petals and pro-abortion. Our reality has been distorted. Devil wants my soul but can't afford it. America, what happened to your morals? Oh, I remember, probably Soros. Rockefellers hold the gates for us, and they said they'll keep it safe for us, helping get us through this pandemic. Your fire's beautiful and incandescent, could teach some fools a damn lesson, but now I got too much aggression. However, I don't think I'm letting up. Same for them, the plan their settings up to starve us out and change the weather up. Still beginning, but it's getting rough. Keep going, soon you're reaching hell. Pollute the earth until I see the smell. I could rant, kick, scream, and yell. Soon we gon' need it.
Oh, what have I just done? Oh my god. Ah, this mouse. Honestly, the mouse is double clicking when I don't want it to double click. And it's just turning shit off. It's just turned everything off. Oh my god. It's gonna be a night. I'm gonna have loads of problems now. Got the whole fucking thing again. You honestly, fucking Google and absolute fucking nightmare. Unbelievable. Is anyone in? It's probably just all rebooting up still. Sorry guys, I really do apologise. It's this mouse. I've got a really. It's a mouse. It seems to have a mind of its own. I mean, I was nowhere near any of these X's here, and it just X'd out the whole bloody thing. I don't know why, and it's having trouble booting up YouTube and stream. I'll be back. Be back.
Hello, listener support group. My name is Mino.
I'll be back.
How can I help you?
Forgive me, menno, I need 5 minutes just a break from these politicians. And I'm sick and twisted adolescents, always raining on, I gotta bless them. And I think they got the wrong impression, but I'm sick and tired of second guessing. Holy Bible with the Smith and Wesson, I don't really need a scripture.
I apologise for that. What happened? Hello, check.
Government is always making wars. I wonder what we're even living for. It's crowded right outside of heaven's door. They open it, then you should hit the floor. If they don't respond, you give them force. Screws loose, but you're missing yours. Watching history.
I think I could hear me. Hello? The mic's gone down. Hello? Hello? I think the mic's gone down. Has my mic gone down? No. Oh, there's a delay. I've got a delay now. I don't know what's happening. Oh, are we caught back up now? I think we've caught back up, guys. Look, this I've got to apologise. This mouse that I've got, it double clicks, and when it does that, for some reason, it takes away everything that all the tabs. It just took everything away, and I don't know why. I think we're back and running now.
This is probably the way Jesus felt, and they claim to change the season, melts the Arctic, and I think they need some help. record today, the price of freedom fell. Water shortage,
Hold on.
Going soon, you're reaching hell, pollute the earth until I see the smell. I could rant, kick, scream, and yell. Soon we don't need a demon cell.
Easier quality. With the handles were. Oh, I don't know what's going on. It's no, what it is, it's this mouse. This mouse is so bad. I need to get a whole new everything.
For that, you are not alone.
I'm real good. Okay.
All due respect, you're really scaring me, and I don't think I want your therapy.
Hey, Flat Earth dude, Kenny's in the house. Good to see you, Kenny.
Is off the table. You're not able. Think that Earth is spinning. You're not stable. Probably staying home with too much cable. FaceTime instead of reading labels. You should watch your medals. That's important. Rose petals and pro-abortion. Our reality has been distorted. Devil wants my soul but can't afford it. America, what happened to your morals? Oh, I remember. Probably Soros. Rockefellers hold the gates for us, and they said they'll keep it safe for us, helping get.
Right. So first of all, I want to show.
Incandescent could teach them fools a damn lesson, but now I got too much aggression. However,
First of all, I want to show you this footage. Where is it? Where is it? Right, here it is. I don't want to play it. I want to move it up a couple of. Go on, go from there. Need a break. Need a break. Need a break. Right. Right, according to this moon image, this daylight moon image, where would you say the sun is? According to the Terminator line here. See what you do, you go 90 degrees from the center. In this Terminator, you go 90 degrees, right? So out there. So the sun really should be sort of up in this area here, right? According to the Terminator line. Right? That's the way you get where the sun it should be from the Terminator line. If the Terminator line was down here, going from north to south, the sun would be here, right? Yeah, did you get it? Get it? So if the Terminator line was down north to south, the sun would be here, but it's not. It's here, so it should be around here. And let's see where the sun is now. Who is this? This is Flat Fellow. That Flat Fellow. This is what I'm talking about. If you see daylight moons, guys, record it and then show the position of the sun, because it proves, one, the moon's not being lit up by the sun, right? And two, it just destroys the whole helio model. It really does. Look. So the sun should be up here, right? All he's doing is panning left horizontally, right? He's panning left horizontally.
Yet here's the sun.
And the sun's down here. How is that possible? Let's go back. Sun should be up here, not down here. So what's going on? What's going on? Right? It's just yeah, that's crazy to me. That really is. On. Oh, well, I've got to take it back. So what do you think of that? And I see this all the time. I see this like it was like 11, between 11 and 12 o'clock in like the morning, sort of daytime. And I'll see this. And the moon was massive. And the sun should have been like over here, but it was like in completely the wrong position for the Terminator line. And I was thinking, what's going on there? Gotta be. If anyone wants to look at that again, we can watch it. We can take a look at it again.
I think you need your brainwash. Everyone is brainwashed. I think you need your brainwash. Everyone is brainwashed. Everyone is brainwashed. You know you're brainwashed.
It's crazy, right?
How much a chain costs? No.
I think that's really, really crazy. I really do. That's on a...
Brain frost. I mean brain freeze. Everyone is brainwashed. Wow. I think you need your brainwash. When they spray the chemtrails, it gives me brain fog. I don't remember what my name was. No. Wow, that's a great loss. Brainwashed. Wow. You're living in your own delusion. You're drinking fluoride and you're breathing in the smoke pollution. Nature is the key. It's a known solution. You need to grab a bag of herbs.
I think they're awesome. The daylight moons are just awesome. They really are, because they give so much away. They really do. And I think it's more of it's a bigger event than what, you know, and what people say. To see a daylight moon that's pretty nuts, especially if the Terminator line isn't lining up to where the sun is. Well, that's a lot of questions we need to be asking.
Religion is a lie, yeah. Evolution's fake. There's brains in your head. You need to use a mate.
M did the exact same video. So M's done the same video about the daylight moons, right? Yeah, I think we need to sort of sow it.
What I used to feed and grow it. I'm emotional, but I don't even show it. I keep emotions in a bottle and then I throw it. Hell is up above us, heaven's down below it.
Yeah, it's always a really good thing. I mean, if you do see that, Jax, definitely document it, because there's definitely some strangeness going on. Something ain't adding up.
Everyone is brainwashed. Everyone is brainwashed. You know you're brainwashed. And mentally you're brain dead. Is there anybody home? I think your brain's dead. Hello. Someone must have stabbed you up until your veins bled. Wow. Everyone is brain dead. And all you do is take meds. I don't like the government. You know I hate meds. Hits me off, I leave.
But it's interesting though, Honor, isn't it? Because we know they're local. We know they're a lot smaller, and we know they're local to us. So what does that mean? What are we seeing out there? When the Terminator line and the sun don't... Obviously, the moon's been lit up from something else, or its own light source, right? It has to be. The sun has no effect on the moon's light. It really doesn't, because the moon's light shines through on a sunny day. And it's a completely different light to the sun's light. The sun's like a yellow, the moonlight's like a white light. Really interesting. So what's causing the Terminator line on the moon? It just brings in so many questions. Really, really does. Which I don't think people are... They can't answer these questions. They really can't. Hey, CJ, welcome. Welcome. Chill didn't get a notification for some reason. I don't know why you didn't get a notification, Chill. That's kind of pretty strange. It should be. There's a good point, Simon. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with thinking like that, because the system and everything's been put in front of us is inverted and twisted, and all the symbolism as well, right? It's all... So yeah, you know, could the moon be the actual sun and the sun be a reflection? Which is pretty a crazy thought in itself, right? But yeah, we got to be thinking like this. We're the only ones that think about this and talk about these things.
Do not resist the beat. What's
it reflecting off though, Simon? Because reflections, they don't sit in the air, do they? They reflect off something normally solid. Like I can see a reflection now, and it's not in the air, it's on my wall. It's reflecting onto my wall, so I can see the reflection. Yeah, there's some it's reflecting off the atmosphere. Okay, like a mirror. Yeah, it's like a lens, a mirror lens. Yeah, I get you. And then that goes back to FPV, then, doesn't it? That goes back to FPV and the sun dogs and. Hey, good morning, Viv. Good to see you. Yeah, we're talking about the daylight moon, Viv. How the Terminator line never lines up to where the sun should actually be. It's all the sun's always in a different position to the Terminator line, especially in a daylight moon. Thank you very much, Em. I'll be puff passing on to Brendan. I think they reflect and refract off each other. When in the vicinity of the sun, the stars, that is. I think it's really fascinating. Every time I observe it, I see it. It kind of has me in a trance. When I see a daylight moon, I can't stop looking at it, and I'm always just like looking at the sun, and I'm like, something ain't adding up here. Yeah, Billy Zig. Yeah. I've seen a few of Billy. Yeah, I've seen it. Is that the one with the little dome thing, and he's got the light and he's shining it on the dome, right? And it's making two light sources within the dome. No, it's making more than two light sources. These are spherical light sources. If you shine a laser onto like a dome, a glass dome, within the dome, you start seeing this strangeness happening. I mean, things that look like actual moons. It's pretty crazy, right? It's pretty crazy. Yeah. It is that one. Tommy Rogers did a moon vid, and it almost looks deflated. Would you say what's the word I'm looking for? A brave fart. And stars are optical illusions caused by the mind's content. Oblate, that's the word. Oblate. So what were you saying? It was like Jax, the moon was like oblate? Was it like an oblate spheroid? It didn't stop working. The one that I couldn't get through on Putlocker, there's like, when I put it in, I get like 10 different Putlockers coming. I'll just go down the list until one works. My new name is Emerald Killer. This guy likes to play around with the dome theory. Waning to the right, to the side right now. His vid, it looks like a deflated football. Strange. Again, these observations, are these all something to do with perspective at night? Because it must be happening, right? That effect that you observe in the daytime must be happening when you're observing the stars. People saying we don't observe that. Are you sure about that? When we observe the clouds in the daytime, if it's a cloudy day, you'll notice the highest cloud is right above your head. The lowest cloud is at the horizon. And if you do a 360, it would seem like you're in your own dome. Right? You're in your own kind of dome. Now, we know the clouds are running parallel with the ground. So it's an optical thing that's pulling it all together, right? To the convergence point. Now, if you take that into the night and apply that to the stars, then the same thing could be happening. Them stars that seem to be right at the bottom near the horizon, your eyes might be pulling them down like the clouds. Plus, you got to remember, you're not looking straight out to the horizon. You're looking up. It's a completely different angle, right? So you've got angular perspective, and you've got to take all that into account. Such a really hard one to try and explain. It really is. But I think you guys understand what I'm kind of saying here. Well, I hope you do. Pass the J, Brendan. Pass the J. I think Simon wants a little puff. Hey, Hidden. How you doing? Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you, Baron. You got Tommy Rogers moon vid here. Let's take a butcher's.
There's the moon through the chem fog.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's going through the atmosphere.
Look at the shape of that moon. So you got the Terminator line here, but it's still, even this part here seems a bit misshapen, right? Doesn't look. But that could be atmospherics, right? I think, did he just say it's foggy? But again, where's the sun here to be lighting this up?
So you can see it.
So the sun should be up in this direction or down in this direction up? Could be down this direction, right? The light hits here first. Again, you go 90 degrees from the Terminator. The center out. So it'll be sort of down this way. That's the way, that's the direction the light's coming in to cause this Terminator light. But still, yeah, it's kind of weirdly shaped, right? I don't know, it looks kind of a little bit better there.
There's triple line body count in the background.
This is Tommy's. I can't believe I'm not subscribed to Tom. Oh, because it's his second one. Why?
It's about 1 o'clock in the morning here in Toronto on Saturday the 15th, I do believe.
Does that really look like a projection? Does that look like it's not solid? I'm just being honest. Honestly, I'm just being honest, guys. To me, that looks like it's got some solidity to it. Is it a projection? I think it is. How would you tell, though?
Guys. Shit.
That's a bit strange. That little cockpit. Hey, that goes there.
Good. Yeah, helicopters at night. Second turn.
Hey, morning, Rooster. Okay. Okay. Interesting. What's this? Is this meant to be Venus? Is this Venus or Mars? Looks like Mars. Isn't it strange how the camera can focus in on the moon perfectly fine? When it comes to one of these other things, the stars, it focuses in on like this. That's why, you know, how can it not be focusing in on it if it can focus in on the moon? This doesn't make no sense to me. I think that's Mars.
All right. Bear with me here.
It's Jupiter. Oh, is that Jupiter? Wherever it's gone.
Another helicopter. There we go. Somebody with me here, guys.
That. Back in the... Yeah, it's a very interesting video, that.
Yeah. Much love. God bless, man. Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, where is it in? Oh, okay. We've got another one here. 123. Oh, this is the same night. This is M's. Wow. Looks completely.
Wow.
Why are you seeing a full moon and the other footage is there's a huge Terminator going through it?
There's clouds passing over it right now.
Oh, it is Jupiter, yeah.
Pretty cool, guys. It almost looks to me more like an orange luminary. Fire. I see fire and ice, actually. That's what is being shown to me. Here we go, Manny. Hail, Manny. Manny doesn't want to be filmed. Manny doesn't want to be filmed. Come on, Manny. Show yourself.
It's not.
Show your beautiful face. You're petrified of you.
Excuse me.
Show us. Show us.
Like, big shape in there, isn't it? Neck shape.
What a treat.
Yeah, it's the same night. I wonder. So the other Tommy was in Toronto. M's in the States. I can't. Are you? Whereabouts are you? In California, M? So the moon from California looks completely different from the moon in Canada. Moon in Canada's got a Terminator line going through it, and when you're observing from where M is, I think it's California. It's a full moon. What? This is the same night. The last two footages you've seen is the same night. Oh, dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm so sorry. So yeah, we're looking here. This is the same night. This is M's footage. As the footage as you've seen before from Tommy, but Tommy's had a Terminator line and he's observing it in Canada. Oh, where is M? Is he? Did he say? Is he? I haven't blazed yet. I haven't blazed yet. Then. Right. So yeah. So you can see now, yeah. Right. So this is M's footage of the moon on the same night as Tommy, but Tommy's has got a Terminator line going through it, and he's observing from Canada, and M's observing from California, I think, and he's seen a full moon. That just does not make any sense.
There you are. Come on now, don't be shy. Show me your wisdom. Show me your beauty. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, Thor. Thank you for stay with it. There. Beautiful. There's the money shot. Ever so slow. Very happy. There it is.
Oh no, they're not. Okay, they're not on the same night. I thought they were on the. I thought they were on the same night, but they're not. They're a few days apart. Oh yeah.
She has locks of hair, guys, right? Sometimes she can be a young girl, and other times she's a broken-hearted princess. Manny. I see her I seen her in the California mountains, the face of Manny.
Yeah, East Cali, yeah.
Beautiful face and a skull. Death at the same time. Yes. This is pretty special.
You can tell by this crater here. This crater here at 4 o'clock is normally sort of up here, isn't it? And as the month goes, it sort of rolls around.
Tell me what you see. Do you see the little girl's face? She's like a little demon. She looks like a little demon child. And she looks so innocent. And I don't know, when I watch it, play it back, I'll be able to see it a lot better. But the image I'm seeing right now is not great compared to what comes out of the camera. So stop it there.
Oh, good stuff, Em. Yeah, it's really interesting. The moon and daylight moons. It's open. It's open, Simon. No, it isn't. What? Oh, my Lord. Sorry. I thought it was open, guys. Dang it.
Is on the ground. The
So yeah, that's open now. Let me just put the link in the chat.
Got to keep the loonies on the path. The lunatic is in the hall. The lunatics are in my hall. The paper holds their foreign faces to the floor. And every day the paper boy brings more. And if the dam breaks open, many years too soon. And if there is no room upon the hill.
Hey, Brendan's got a good voice, isn't he? Is this Brendan or is this the actual song? Oh, it is actually Brendan.
The lunatic is in my head. The lunatic.
Hey, Simon.
Right, Dave, can you hear me?
All right, mate. Let me just get sorted here.
Am I loud and clear?
Yeah, you're absolutely fine, dude. Let me just turn you up. There you go. Hold
How
on.
we all diddling?
Let me just get up to date. Okay, yeah. Fire away, Simon.
What am I firing away from?
You was going to show us something.
All right, okay, yeah. What was it?
Well, first of all, how are you?
I'm not bad.
Have you had not too bad? You had a good week?
Yeah.
How's the back come?
A lot better.
Good stuff.
I can walk straight and I'm not spitting and farting and spitting at people in the streets.
like you do.
But I had a week of customers coming out the houses and saying, "Would you like to borrow the toilet, Simon? I can see you look like you shit yourself."
You got that screwed up face, right?
Well, bent down, yeah, and you're looking up like you're looking from underneath your cap all the time. No, but getting back to work was the key, actually. Especially with what I do with stretching as a window cleaner all the time.
Yeah.
So the first day, Monday, I went back and the boss was saying, "Simon, you bent right over. You can't work." I said, "Look, I can't sit down and lay down anymore. A whole month I've been laying in this bed and sleeping in this box that I live in, and it was driving me nuts." So I said,
yeah.
I'd rather come out and do 1 hour or 15 minutes work and go home again and try again tomorrow. So the first day, Monday, I started. I cleaned one house. Before I shoot. But by the end of the week, I did like 10 houses.
Yeah.
Friday,
Okay. Yeah. So it's a huge improvement.
Mega improvement, and it was all about getting out and stretching again. Doing the Jane Fonda.
Yeah. You just needed a bit of exercise and a bit of stretching, and what you was doing before, because when you stop that and you do have a back problem, it all kind of seizes up, and it's easy to sit indoors and lie about, isn't it? And you can get into that routine pretty quickly, right? So it's a good thing to get yourself snapped out of that and back into some sort of...
Jackson, Brendan will know, it's the first initial part when it goes out. The first 4 or 5 days is fucking, you can't do anything. Blinking eyes, you feel a sneeze coming on and you start trembling with fear. Oh my God, I'm going to fart. Oh no, hold on.
Yeah, I don't get it that intense, but it does kind of hurt me sometimes when I cough and,
What do you... the thing is, I guess I'm not the only one. We kind of imagine that you sit there doing your globes and selling your records and streaming online with us, buddy. What do you do for exercise, pal? Do you get any? Are you a motional person?
Yeah, I'm always out and about. I got rid of my motor years ago, so
all right.
I don't even drive, mate. I'm always walking places and to my
Good.
friends, to my mums. I'm always active, mate. Always active.
Yeah.
If I'm
Well,
not,
'cause we're getting that age, you see. You know.
yeah, I know.
It all seizes up. and
Yeah,
shit.
it's quite easy just to sit there for the day having a smoke, isn't it? The day just goes,
Very
and then
much.
you're like, "Oh dear, what have I done? I've done nothing
Yeah.
today." But yeah, it's just I do keep active, mate. I do.
Good.
I make a a conscious effort to be like that.
And you do. It gets to where you have to make a conscious effort. Like you say, you can just take a reefer, sit back, put something interesting on it, and forget about the days just rolling past.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, to get out and just move around. It's not just the body; it's the mind as well. You know, and getting fresh air and getting that. even
fresh
if
air.
it's
The
cold.
fresh air does wonders for me. Morning cold fresh air. It's like I'm addicted to it. I have to go out and really breathe in that morning fresh air because it does something to me. You know, it vitalizes me. It really does.
Well, it does. It fills us full and supposedly vitamin D. How that works, I don't know, because I also have a picture of a little tablet. When you think of vitamin D or vitamin C, you have a picture of a tablet. How the fuck does the sun give us vitamin D then?
Yeah.
Well, really, you know.
Yeah.
But what it is, it's a transfer of chemicals that the vitamins are already in your body. It just leaches them out. You don't get it from the sun. The sun triggers it inside you, just like we have different drugs that trigger things inside you. MDMA is not the substance that's actually making you feel like that. It's triggering something that's already inside you and bringing it out.
It closes a door, doesn't it, in your mind or something, and it floods it with serotonin or some other drug. And that's what makes
it triggers something that's already in your mind.
Yeah. It's already in there. Yeah, you're
and
right.
That's
Absolutely.
why people say you don't exactly always need drugs to get to that state of mind, and that's where you get these meditations in Buddhas and different, third world countries that. But we like to get there a lot quicker. So you just take this substance and you're there.
Yeah.
Not 10 hours of meditation. Going, fuck it, give me that pill. I'm there.
Yeah, give me some mushrooms, and
Yeah.
right. So what do you think what do you think of the daylight moon footage I showed earlier with the Terminator line in the completely wrong position to where the sun should actually be?
The moon's been a query in many ways.
It's a funny thing, isn't it?
Once you start looking at it and start querying about it, I mean, I always think about that. We see the sun go over our heads because we're supposedly spinning away from it. The sun, we know it's not stationary in their model. It is moving, but for our perception here on Earth, the sun is stationary. And it is on Earth that is spinning, and we spin away from the sun. So visually, it looks like the sun is traveling over the head of us at the sky, yeah?
Yeah.
But in their model, the sun is actually still, and it is us that's moving. Now, with the moon, is the moon spinning around the Earth like a satellite, or is the moon stationary, locked tight to the Earth's spin? Because the moon seems to just slowly go over the sky, the same as the sun.
Yeah, it does.
Now, I know that the conversion comes together now and then, of course, when you have these eclipses and such things, but I've never been able to. I'm sure there's models, of course, on the net that you can get where it shows exactly how the moon's working. And I've watched them and I've forgot them, if you know what I mean. Because it is a complicated thing to have in your head to try and image the Earth going around the sun, the Earth spinning, and the moon around the Earth. But it's not spinning itself. But is it spinning around the Earth? And if it is, then how is it not going faster across the sky than the sun is? And that's, I think, the one thing I always have a bit to work out. That
isn't one of
seem to be going faster around the Earth.
the sun or the moon is moving slightly quicker than the other. It has to, right? Because it has to catch up.
Oh, well,
right?
I'm not so much on about catching up.
If it's over a plane because of the eclipse.
Well, let's just take that the sun is stationary. We know it isn't, or they say it isn't, but let's just say that now. The only reason why it's moving to our perspective is because we're spinning, and it spins over the head.
Yeah.
It seems to travel over the head as we're spinning away from it. Now the moon, I don't know is the moon locked tight to the Earth, to the Earth's spin?
Well, nah.
Because I don't know. Does the moon go across the sky faster than the sun?
I'm not sure which one of them has to be going quicker than the other.
That's what I thought. Well, it must be because they end up, or else they'd
be always at the same distance, wouldn't they?
Exactly, yeah.
From
So
each
it
other.
must be the moon, of course, that is also moving slightly around the Earth for it to be catching up.
With no, you're right with the sun because
Yeah,
it
so
has to
end up
catch
with
up.
the
Yeah,
eclipses.
with the eclipse, so it has to be. Yeah, what? Yeah.
But these things also, like just the
But it's
size of the-
happening over a plane. It isn't the Earth isn't spinning or anything like that.
No, of course not. I'm going off their claims. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to
yeah.
a heliocentric model and trying to get it to work out to what we observe. And it doesn't always really work, and that's where
None of it
because when
works
we
for
start
me.
Looking at it,
None
when
of
we
it
start really looking at it, which they didn't expect us to do. They expected to just take what we've been told, regurgitate it, and not think about what if it was a lie or not really true. And that's where we've got to now, and starting looking at these things in a different way. And then it's only until you do that you start picking out the queries. For example, the classic that the moon just happens to be exactly the same size, or the perfect size to cover the sun perfectly.
400 times.
And not only
bigger.
that, is the moon spinning around the Earth at the equator line, that it happens to line up with the sun. That is another anomaly.
Yeah.
Not only that they end up being exactly the same size, even though the distances between each other and the size differences, also that it is actually on the same aquatic line to be able to cover the sun.
Yeah.
That it's not higher or lower.
Oh, I
You never see one where the moon cuts across the sun, the bottom part of the sun, or the top part of the sun. It's always
Perfect.
covering
Yeah.
the sun.
Yeah.
And it's these things that in this supposedly free-flowing heliocentric system that I would expect anomalies like that it's never perfect, that it's not always perfect, because there is no perfection, is there? Supposedly perfection doesn't exist, but when it comes to the moon, it always
Really
perfectly covers the
yeah.
sun every time that it comes past. And that, for
That's
me,
because it's
doesn't
400
fit.
times smaller and the sun's 400 times further away, so it makes perfect sense, Simon.
Of course. It does on my little calculator here. Calculator says yes. But just so I don't forget, going on to the sun now, and this is what I wanted to show you. Most people will know exactly what it is when I'm showing.
Are you going to show the pulsating sun?
No, I'm gonna. Well, I'm watching myself, and I'm on catch up. I need to go back here onto watching myself on.
Oh, right, we've got a high
Oh.
HPS in the house.
Yeah, you know what they are, don't you?
Yeah.
Now, my camera's not that brilliant. I can see.
No, it's fine. I can see.
As I get closer, can you see them little black dots
Yeah, yeah.
on the filament? You
Yeah.
know what they are. You've seen them yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's when then things appear in your light inside there. Well, let me explain a bit more. This bulb here on the inside, you see that thinner little stick.
Yeah.
And that is where the gases are.
Yeah.
The gases are inside there, and that's the electric that excites the gases. It doesn't burn them; it just illuminates them.
Mm.
And then little black dots come after you've used these lights for a good few months, for quite a while.
Bit like
And I wondered-
sunspots.
There you go. And that's what's my thought. You jumped straight onto it. You know exactly what's going on. I've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
And I've looked at them and thought, my God, they more or less look exactly like sunspots on the sun. And the sun is supposedly burning gases up, which this is doing as well. So is it not same, but different? They claim sunspots are literally holes that see into the sun, which doesn't make sense whatsoever. If you ask me, it's to do with the combustion.
Yeah.
Whatever that's going on, and when you combust things, there's carbon. Everything's carbon when it's down and it's flat, and these are probably carbon spots.
Really
They're probably
interesting.
carbon
Yeah.
as well inside there. That's probably carbon spots of the gases being used up slowly and slowly. Because in the end, these things stop working, and it's because the gases have been used up. So where's the gases gone? They've been converted into these filament and these black spots.
The interesting thing, Simon, when they start going, they start flickering.
Yes. Exactly, but they're flickering because of the hertz range of the electricity. That's why.
Yeah, so is that the same thing that's happening when we're seeing this pulsating sun? The pulsating sun?
And the second thought, I've mentioned it again recently, that all the gases on the Earth, I often go out in forests, metal detecting, and now and then there's a certain place in the forest I'll smell a light smell of gas. And it's coming up from the ground, it's coming up from the fermentation and everything that's breaking down. And I thought about all these gases that are flammable they all tend to, and not tend to, they do go higher than the air. They go upwards. They literally shoot upwards. That's why we see flames flicker real fast, because it's all wanting to go up, being pressurized by the compression of the air that we have here, and thinner gases. So they, of course, they get pushed up in the air. Where do they go though? I used to think, is there layers and layers of like methane and layers of gas? Because
and the sun's literally rolling around in that.
Well, if the sun is local and the sun is running around in these layers that are so high up that we can't fly through them, and we can't fly through them because we have jet engines with flames coming out the back, and you don't want to be fucking around with flames in layers of gas. And it could be so high up, these gases go so well, we probably couldn't fly in them because the gases are so thin that they wouldn't sustain the aeroplane with that we're pushing through it, and the wings and all that kind of stuff. That you probably couldn't elevate through gases.
I'm kind of with Natalie and William, like what William says. I think, you know, once you go up to like past 20 miles or something like that, things like combustion engines and all this, they just can't work. They just don't work. Yeah, because of less pressure, and that's exactly why they use balloons. And
yeah, exactly. They fill the balloons up with the substance that they want to be hanging in. So if you go so high up and you suck a substance out of the air and you bring it back down and you fill the balloon with it, then the balloon will go straight back to where that substance was taken from and hang there and stay there. Yeah. And that's how they can get things to stay in the same altitude for a long time. They don't go up, they don't go down.
They go up to their like band.
They go up to where that substance
where the helium
is. Equilibrium.
Yeah, that's pretty
kind of thing. So my thought was that the sun is because they tell us even that the sun is being fed by gases. You know, it's burning gases up out there in space. Where the oxygen is for its burn, I don't fucking know, but I'm sure they've got an excuse for that. But ultimately, if it's a local sun, it would make sense. What we see in nature, everything has its cycles. Everything is reusable. Everything is in this. What do we call it? A green circle that we'd use for regeneration and everything like that. That all the gases from the earth, that's the sun gives energy and light for things to grow. The things that grow, they die, combust down into gases. The gases go back up into the sun to burn, which gives energy back down for things to grow again. And I just see a perfect natural cycle that fits with all the other cycles that we see in nature. So it sounds like a very natural cycle. Why the sun that's 95 million miles away, they say that the gases that it's burning are inside it, and it will be used up at some point, which is fair enough. But the gases down here, even though they claim that it's really, 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 really big, which is fair enough, but we see gases, they literally go, poof, they're gone. So how come the sun is burning? It's that big that it takes these gases to burn up over millions and millions and millions and billions of years? Nah, that's bullshit. It would just go up just as fast in a bigger version. Like if you have a little canister of gas and you set it up and you had a little puff. Well, let's make that as big as the sun. What, is that going to go up a lot slower just because it's big? No, it's just going to go up just as fast, just in a bigger version.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. So I think that the sun is in our atmosphere and it's burning up the gases that the Earth produces. Which gives natural energy, which transfers into energy, which gives it back for things to grow again. So it's the perfect cycle.
Cycle of energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
well, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. It really does. It's a natural cycle, and anything natural, you can't really.
You can't argue against it.
No, you can't.
Arguing against nature.
Yeah, you can't.
And that's when I do my kind of research into things. I always tend to try and throw things out that are bending towards mechanical, man-made mind things, and stick with the natural stuff.
It's the best.
Because, there's theories that man in the past made this sun and put it up there. Then it would have to be mechanical.
Yeah.
Because man doesn't work with nature. He turns nature into mechanical things and then uses them. Just as we take the gases and the oils and split them and do this, that, and the other, and make paraffin and make plastic and make this, that, and the other.
Yeah. So I'm just putting a link into the chat. Yeah.
Is Brendan not coming in?
I'm not too sure.
I'll be busy.
what's I going to say to you? Right, this is completely off the moon. Nothing to do with the moon. How have you ever had a paranormal experience, Simon? And could you explain the experience and what you observed?
I might have had, you know, when you're younger and you've watched a lot of horror movies and stuff like that, and your spidey senses are all been turned on because of it, and you think you've seen stuff. Maybe, but there's only one incident I can remember that I had that stuck in my mind that weirded me out and freaked me out. But you know, when you smoke a lot. Well, the thing is, if you do smoke a lot, then it should be happening a lot, shouldn't it? If it was the smoke, it was because you were high. Whatever happened should be happening a lot then, and that's how I look at it. And this never happened again. And it was way in the past when I was younger. I was sitting watching my big, thick, before the flat screens, the big fat televisions.
Yep.
And we're watching a video or something, and that came to the end. Turn the video, the CD off, and then your screen goes to static, goes to that white noise.
Yeah.
And it was going like that, and the sound was going, and I wanted to get up, go to the kitchen, and I walked past the TV, and the sound was going, and I heard, and this is what I heard as I went past the TV. Yes, you got to stop smoking.
Oh no!
And I swear to God, as I walked past it, I got out my door, I stopped. I remember stopping dead. Did I just hear that? I just heard something say, Simon, you've got to stop smoking. And now this is nearly 20 years ago, and it hasn't happened, so it didn't scare me that much. But I've never forgot it. Now, it could be something in my subconscious telling me, you know. It just happens to come through this static white noise of the TV, which just happens to be things that films and horror films have used in the past of things, you know,
talking up paranormal.
Yeah. The classic would be what's it called? Poltergeist, with the little girl there, But that's the only thing I've experienced, and I don't, you know, keep it serious and anything about it. But it certainly stuck in my mind because it was so clear.
I had one thing happen to me which was completely bizarre. I was probably about must have been probably about 17 at the time. It was a Friday, and my dad said, go at the video shop and go and get a video. So I went up there, looked around.
Top shelf.
Ignored the booby videos. And I come across the video Jacob's Ladder. This is a Friday night. Right?
The one with the guy in the military.
That video, right? So I go home that night, watch it, wake up the next morning. Me and my mates were all going to walk up to the town centre. So they all come around for me. We're walking up the town centre. We walk through an estate. We come to the main road, and we're all together. We're walking across the main road, and I see a videotape still in its wrapper on the floor, actually in the middle of the road, right? Without the case, just the wrapper. I walk up to it, I pick up the video. Mind you, before this, I'm telling everybody about the film I watched the night before, Jacob's Ladder. I'm going, I watched this movie last night. It was crazy, blah, blah, blah. And we get to the road, walk over to the video, I pick it up, and it's Jacob's Ladder. A brand new fucking copy of it. And all my mates' jaws just dropped. I went, what the hell? What's happened? I just couldn't process what was going on.
Had the film just come out at that time?
Yeah, but the synchronicity, I mean, that is just it's just like a 1 in a billion. I mean, how did that happen? We could have went completely different direction to the town. For one, we was debating whether to go the cycle track way or through the houses. I said, no, let's go through the house way.
And so you would have missed it.
Yeah, we would have completely missed it. So it was so strange, and everyone just looked at me like really fucking. It was
that healing Twilight Zone music going on.
Yeah, it was bizarre, and that's one of the really weird things that sort of stuck with me. I was just like, that is so strange, man, for that to happen.
Well, it was also because of the genre of the video.
Yes, as well. Jacob's Ladder, right? Ascending, the ascendants, right, and all this, and I was it kind of freaked me out for a while, and I just had to forget about it, and all my mates did. But every now and then I bring it up, and they're like, "Oh, damn, that was so weird." Hold on, we've got Daniel coming in.
Hi, Daniel.
Hey, Danny.
Yo,
Oh, Danny boy.
And what about things like, have you ever had like UFO experiences, like seeing strange lights and?
No, but for many years, by Christ, did I want to. Bumping into people now and then that's seen there's some kind of cigar thing over the trees there when I was young, and another guy that's seen like, and I'm frantically, I want to see something, you know. So I remember as a teenager, for many years, I'd use a lot of time looking up in the sky, taking the opportunities for it, you know, kind of wanting. But you got to be careful there, because if you're in your mind and you really want to see something, well, there's a good chance you're going to see something, and you're going to translate it into that you want to see, but it might not be.
Well, I've never seen like the traditional cigar shaped or saucer shaped. I've just seen orbs, like little like orange orbs and red orbs, just doing weird maneuvers over trees and things like this, right out in the distance. Yeah. I've seen things like, and that's when I was night fishing, because I used to do a load of night fishing when I was little, and yeah, I did observe.
See bright lights, isn't it?
Yeah, I did observe some strange stuff. I mean, 3 o'clock in the morning, I remember night fishing. We was carp fishing, and I was everyone else gone to sleep, and I was on my chair just looking up at the stars. So I'm focusing on this star, looking at it, and it just literally blinked out.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It literally just like someone switched it off, and my jaw dropped. I was just like, did I just hallucinate or something?
Well, you can be laying there with a mate and you're both looking up, and there's that many skies. You know, of course, you're not both looking at the same stars whatsoever, or the same star. And you lie there and you go, hey, a star just literally disappeared. And your mate can be like, yeah, right, mate. Yeah. You know, seriously, that one that was right there. Did you not see it? But I've laid there as well, and I've looked up and seen stars, just like you said, just seem to blink out, disappear. And I've also seen stars that seem to blow up, like you imagine the little dots, and then the little dot gets really, really big fast and then just disappears. It's almost like it blew up, in the sense as in like you blew a balloon up real fast, it got bigger and then pop, just disappeared.
Yeah.
I've seen that 3 or 4 times.
What about you, Daniel? Have you ever experienced anything like paranormal, UFO, ghosts, or?
I see something the other day, actually. I was down the beach in the day, and I was looking up at the sky. And at first I thought it was like a plane, like the wind, like the sunlight hitting the window or something. So it was like a really sort of like quite a bright sort of triangular shaped light, and then it sort of like morphed into a bit red and that. And I'm looking at this thing thinking, what the fuck is that? And then sort of before long it just like disappeared into nothing. And I'm like looking all around like, where the fuck is it? Don't know, it just went. But I don't know, I mean, I had my glasses on, I don't know whether looking at this thing thinking,
hey, we got Emil Ryder in the house. Keith, welcome.
And I'm like, but I was where the fuck is it? Don't know, it just went. But I don't know, I mean, I had my glasses on.
Hello, Hulk. Hello, Hulk.
How you doing, Em? How you doing, Keith?
Hello, Simon. Hello, Daniel.
Hold on.
I've got a bit of feedback.
Hold on. Em, have you got your YouTube on?
Oh, sorry, Hulk.
How you doing, Em?
My rookie mistake.
Em, have you got your YouTube volume up? You might have to turn it down.
Yeah, hang on.
Em, have you got your YouTube on?
Sorry, boys. I'm a little bit tipsy on the Guinness, lads. Sorry.
Alright, nothing wrong with a bit of Guinness every now and then.
Hello, Simon. Hello, Hulk.
How you doing, fella? Hope you're good. Hope you're good.
Good to meet you.
Finally. Yeah, you too, man. You too. It's been a while, Em. It's been a while, mate. You know, I've always watched your videos, man. I really like your style.
Right on, Ben. I appreciate that, and you sharing my videos. I really do. I just came on to give some thanks for that.
Hey, anytime.
I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So what we was kind of talking about, Em, was like paranormal experiences, and Daniel was just explaining. Do you want to carry on, Daniel? Because
go on, Daniel. I was missing that.
Yeah, I mean, so anyway, I'm looking at the sky and I see like this triangle shaped sort of red light. And yeah, just for a split second, I thought, oh, maybe it's like the glare off a a plane window. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that before in a plane window, but anyway, it just sort of like morphed, and the shape kept on sort of changing, and then all of a sudden it just like disappeared. So yeah, it was in sort of the space of 2 or 3 seconds, but that was weird, and I thought, what the fuck is that? But no, paranormal. I mean, you was talking about synchronicity and that. I was down the beach the other day chatting to this Dutch guy. I saw him looking at the horizon and that. And anyway, we had a good chat and that about the whole globe light topic. And then I was going on my way, and I said, "Oh, what's your name?" And he said, "Bot." I went, "Bot? What, like BOT?" Like thinking like one of these bots.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it's spelled BERT, like bird. But then anyway, I've got on my bike and I've cycled past this kiddie wearing a t-shirt with, it was like one side it was like video game, and then it went into real life, and it just like had simulation written on the bottom. And that was quite weird. But yeah, I think when you're sort of like analysing things a bit more and like self-reflecting and taking stuff in, you kind of, I don't know, maybe you see a bit more synchronicity throughout your life. I mean, that's certainly been my experience. You just see like these little things. But yeah, I've not seen any ghosts or anything there.
Instead of walking through life and living life, start observing life. Start observing your own life and your own thoughts instead of just being it. There's a difference.
What about you, Em? Have you experienced anything like that over in the States?
I'm in Canada. I'm in Canada.
Oh, you in Canada?
Yeah. No, you must have. I was in California when I seen. You must have heard that on one of my videos. I was talking about the moon in California. I just wanted to share an experience with the moon with you guys that I found quite amazing. I was trekking through the Sierra Nevada mountains in California, and well, I seen like in the mountains, there's so much more clarity, and it like I don't even know how to describe it, but I started to see a face appear in the moon, and I've always got feminine energy from the moon, Manny, and lately I took a great interest in the moon, and I've been filming her quite often. And sorry, I'm just jumping back to the moon stuff a little bit.
Are you okay?
Like 6 a.m. here or something, and I'm kind of.
It's too early. It's too early for you, Em. It's too early.
I'm still the night for me. I've been up making videos all friggin' night. So I'm building a space station, guys. You think I'm kidding?
You're gonna invite us, Em? You're gonna invite us to the space station?
One of my new alter egos is Emerald Rocket Globe Killer.
Emerald Rocket Rider.
Emerald Rocket Rider, the Globe Killer.
Yeah, it's my new video. It's hilarious. So I'm having fun with the some like I guess pagan native mix of cultures.
I noticed the native mix in there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my mother is native, yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and she's a Macmac, and they're the oldest known tribe in North America.
Wow.
Their symbols and language represent very similar. Like, think this is mind blowing, guys. That our symbols for God is a pyramid, right? In our culture, and the symbology between the Macmac, which is one of the oldest known tribes in North America, and if you look at the geographical location for the Egyptians, and they had the same symbols. Right?
Sorry, I wrote you said Mac. How do you spell that? What you just said?
Mayak, M-I.
M-I-A-K.
Yeah, you got Mac, M-A-K, M-A-Q.
M-A-Q. If I just put M-A-Q tribe, would that...
Mac. Hang on.
Mac tribe. Ah, yeah, Mimac. In Wikipedia.
It's pronounced, people pronounce it as Micmac.
Yeah,
Like-
I've got it. I see it on Wikipedia now. I'd like to take a look at that later. Yeah, they have the moon and the star, and the cross of Jesus, a red cross
Yeah.
of Jesus, and a moon and the star on the left and right.
Could you just show
shoulder
everyone
of the
that?
cross.
Right? Could you present that?
So,
Just
so how Banner? If you check out my last upload, what's it called? I include the flag that the Templars imposed on my people. What's
Wow.
ironic is my father has Templar bloodlines, and he's a Grandmaster Mason, and my mother is a Mayac French Canadian Indian. So my father's clan came to this continent and slaughtered my mother's clan, right?
Yeah.
But it was a lot of French traders at first, right? So getting back to California and the Sierra Nevadas, just for a second, I seen a face appear on the moon, a feminine face, very feminine, and then it sort of faded into a skull, and I sensed life and death, right? And I could go on about this for an hour, but so just the other night when I filmed that video that you played, if you look at the who's whistling, you're not supposed to whistle in jail, by the way, Simon. Don't ever do that.
Are we in jail, are we?
So, you just blew me off like my train of
Sorry
thought.
about
There. So yeah, that video that you just showed, Manor.
Yeah.
If you didn't show the people the half 3/4 of the video, but at 1:38 on Tommy's video and on mine, the moon on mine looks like an egg. And you know, sometimes when you hard boil an egg, it's got that little dimple in the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay, you look at that video again, and you're gonna be like, "Holy fuck!" You know, the cosmic egg, the whole cosmic egg thing could be a fucking moon, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've
Right?
heard of the cosmic egg. Yeah, it's like
So they've mocked astrology, and they've mocked flat Earth for a reason, right? Because it's the real truth. If you look at different personalities of people, each and every one of you, I can identify which astrological sign you probably are, right? Sorry, I'm yelling.
No, you're fine.
There's Simon. Thank you. You got that's my flag right there. And that flag, Simon,
yeah.
is it? That fucking flag is in my last video.
Wow.
I put it in there, Banner of my Celtic.
That's crazy.
This is the Celtic New Year for me, right?
Emerald?
Yeah.
The reason why I was whistling is because Honor put in the chat. We have a song in England. It's called
Okay.
Mick Mac Paddy Whack, give a dog a bone. This old man can roll him
Yes,
home.
yeah, we
This
do.
old man, he said
Right
six. He played knick knack on my stick.
My
with a
dick
knick.
with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This
Yeah.
old man came rolling home.
And it's got a kind of similar, like the Micmac.
Yeah,
Micmac.
It's pronounced Mayac,
Myakmac, right.
and my mother's a Mayac, and my father's a Masonic bloodline of a king of England. Believe it or not, my daughter's writing a book on this shit. And
Okay, Sir Emerald.
Well, it says it says under the symbol. It says
Well,
grand.
my name is Brian. I'm named after the King of Ireland.
Well,
it says Grand Council.
Yeah, my father's a Grand Master Mason, guys.
Flag of the Myakmac Nation. Although the flag is meant to be displayed hanging vertically, as shown here, it quite commonly.
Wait, I can post shit now, okay? I'll post some shit. Watch this. I'll show you that symbology chart I just talked about, Banner, if I got it.
well, then I'll stop posting then. So you.
No. Go ahead, Simon. Go ahead.
Hold on, then you can't post, can you?
I'm just looking right now, buddy.
All right, well, let me know and I'll bring this down. But otherwise, yeah.
How far can you trace your roots back, Emerald?
Well, I have a family history book that goes back to 1787 or something like that, and my aunt traced it back to the late 1500s, 1600s, something like that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So the Nova Scotians, Nova Scotia.
Where are you from, Dan?
I'm from England.
Oh, nice. Good to meet you, lad.
Yeah, you too, man.
I'm from England myself, Emerald, but I live in Denmark. I've lived here since I was 19.
I knew that by your Danish slang there, or something going on there. Your Danish slanger. You're a Danish slanger.
A lot of people, the Danes asked me, "Can you speak Danish?" I said, "Yeah, but it's more Danglish than it is Danish."
That's the word I was looking for.
Danglish. Yeah.
So yeah, Banner, I did have you talked about orbs, but I'm just going to finish off on my moon thing there. So guys, if you look at the moon, you can see a woman holding a child, and the child is crying. And that in my video, that the eyes or the head of the mother is at 4 p.m., 4 o'clock. So if you wrote that counterclockwise back to midnight, you guys will, your jaws are going to drop. Okay, it's easily seen, and like I said, that's just my vision, what I see, right? And
could you show us that?
I could, yeah.
That it positioned at 12 o'clock, so we can actually see like the.
I've stopped squeak. I can't speak.
Hold on, guys. Just got a knock at the door.
Okay.
I've stopped screen sharing myself, so you can.
Okay.
If you know how it's done.
I don't, Simon. Which one is it? The arrow?
If you go into the meats, if you go into that one where there's a square and a
arrow,
and it says present now.
Yep.
A tab.
Yep. A tab?
Then, yeah, if you press a tab, and then you'll get a collection, you get a selection of windows that you have open, and you press on the one that you want to share.
Okay.
And then press OK, and it should come up. You'll get a little jingle sound, and it'll tell you that you are now sharing a tab.
Okay, that's should reduce one. Okay.
Are you smoking a lot today, buddy? You're very. You look like you're in a sauna.
Okay. As well to share the screen.
So if you just open a new tab to what you want to share.
Yep.
And then you go down to that open a best for video and animation. It's the bottom one in that present options that you have.
I'm just seeing if I can rotate this photo here first.
All right. Okay, I'm with you.
Hey, Andrew C. Hey, Susanna.
Hey, Andrew Calvert. Now, just tell me when you're ready. Andrew Calvert, I have never been able to see. He doesn't ever get to see me in the chats. It's the strangest thing. He's the only person I cannot see in any other chat boxes. And if I can see him, then you can't see me. But we've never been able to communicate. It's a strange thing.
He's kind
of how you doing, Andrew?
Just waiting on him for this picture.
Oh, just carry on, guys. I'm just trying to edit a picture here first. So turn it clockwise or counterclockwise a little bit here.
I saw Dave, Iron Realm Media, is it called?
Yeah.
The other day.
Yeah.
I saw you, wasn't I? I was listening afterwards. It was about a 5 hour afterwards, and I was laying on the bed and I heard him bring up the question of the celestial conversion and that.
Yeah. I put it in the chat. I put it as a question into the chat, and he tried his best to try and explain it, but it's very, very.
Well, I mean, I think he's got what we've got to do. It's like, how can you explain something you can't see?
Yeah,
we know it's there. We know it must be there. But
the thing is,
are we no visual reference points?
Are we not seeing it? That's the thing. I think we are seeing it, but it's.
We must be able to see it because that's how the eyes work. It's just because there's no physical objects up there for us to be able to relate to it in our minds, to be able to visually see it. But it must be there, and ultimately that it is there.
Do you think it's an angle? Do you think
these stars are not in the positions that we think they are, and they're probably not traveling over our head in the same way that we think they are?
Well, do you think that I just lost my train of thought, mate. Sorry. Carry on. Brain fart.
I stayed away from the bong. I've done all right up to now.
I've tried to this morning. It just ain't working.
I can tell Brendan started very early. He didn't even show up. Good
no,
one, Brendan.
no. What I was going to say, do you think like when we were observing in the daytime, we were observing right out in front of us, right?
Yeah.
Towards the horizon, right? But when we're observing the sky, it's an angle looking up. Do you think that difference in angle, the way we're observing, is affecting what we're?
But that angle is not really an angle, if you know what I mean. It's just that we happen to be looking up.
Yeah, but would it affect what you're observing because of the angular?
Let's mainly
because remember the perspective's still happening, right?
Well, put it
but
this
you're
way,
looking
right?
upwards. So
here's the thought experiment, Dave. You're standing underneath a big chimney. You're looking at a big chimney, and you look up, and you see the chimney stretching up into the distance above you. It looks like the top of the chimney is moving towards the center of your vision. Because if you move underneath, if you went inside that chimney, right in the bottom of it, and looked up, you would see that small hole at the top.
Yeah.
But you know that hole is as wide as where you are at the bottom.
Yes.
So that is a representation to say that it does work. When we look up, we still, of course, have conversion.
Yeah.
Because we can see it by having physical attributes around us, like a tunnel, or well, I guess a chimney is like a tunnel going upwards, is it not?
Yeah,
Visual.
that's a great explanation.
So if you look straight up, you'll see that conversion, and what makes that the baseline of where you're standing is the same width at the top. If we know that for Holy moly!
What was that?
I think that's Emerald pushing his buttons. That was a good one.
Right, do you want to present? Hello.
Hold on here. I don't know what the fuck happened there.
Yeah, we can hear that. Nice one.
When I went to present it, and did you guys see anything?
No, we just heard like a crazy noise.
You're presenting your screen that we have for meetings. So when you go in again, choose the screen that you want to.
You can't share your entire screen on this?
What you want to do is share a tab. So that box with the line with the
Yeah,
arrow.
I'm an idiot on computers, Simon. I use film editors, all kinds of stuff, but all this, I've been on very few Hangouts. Like,
well, I'll quickly explain, right?
Well, if you can make a video on that, can't you, and present that in a video and show people what you're talking
maybe
about.
that'll be best.
It's in the video that you just played.
Was it? Oh, right, okay. Hold on.
I'm too drunk to do this, guys.
You're right.
Not good, bruv.
It's
up
no
all
good,
night drinking early in the morning.
Wait, you remember how
I feel like I'm at sea a little bit here. I'm trying to.
You remember how Jimmy used to get, and look, they used to get hammered. So it's no big deal.
It's weekend.
Yeah, it's the weekend. You're allowed to go out and enjoy yourself.
But yeah, just to go back to finish off on that, that's looking up in a chimney. If you know the baseline is exactly the same width as the top of the chimney, meaning there's no going in or going outwards. It's the same diameter, and you see that as look up and you see a small circle at the top of the chimney, then you know conversion is happening.
Yes.
So that was that example for that to guess, kind of prove that conversion is happening, even though we tilt our head upwards.
Yes, that is absolutely spot on.
I'm guessing.
It makes a lot of sense. That does, it really does. It proves it's actually happening.
More or less.
You can visualize. You can visualize it, can't you?
Exactly.
Standing in there, looking up.
And this is what I was on about before. About you don't need your own two front visual eyes to be able to see these things and work them out. And this is where most of us people are working out these things, not from their information and visual things that it shows on the TV of, here we are in space kind of thing. We're using our mind's eye to see through all that shit.
That's it.
In the land of the blind, the man with one eye sees all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is
loaded.
literally referring to that, to use your
Yeah,
mind's eye and not your
that's
two
all the
visual eyes.
one-eyed God symbolism, you know, in all cultures, like pagan culture, for instance, Viking culture, which I've been studying my ancestral roots, tracing them. My father's family goes to Cornwall, England. When you asked me about the family history there, this all came to mind, but I was, you know, trying to figure out how to use this fucking program here. So, yeah, so Cornwall, and it splits, and part of my ancestors' brothers went to northwest Scotland in an area called Perthshire. Have you guys ever seen that movie, The Highlander? There can be only one.
Yeah, I'll say that. Yeah.
Remember that? You know, the epic battle at the end where they're fighting in that bit of a castle.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Well, that's in Skye, right? A place called Skye in
Oh,
northwest. Okay. And Rock Vibration, she has a channel. She's Flat Earth Channel. I don't know if you guys are familiar with her.
Yeah,
But
Rock's been around for ages, hasn't she?
yeah. She's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And so she's been on like I don't even know the word hospice, but she's been doing like organic sort of spiritual, you know, making her own DMT and shit, really cool stuff to enhance that third eye that Simon's talking about. So anyway, from where she was staying, guys, and it was like an off-grid. It's sort of like what Simon's in right now, right? But that's exactly what Simon's in, but it's like more like a rail car, right? And with windows and solar power, and it's in a valley. It's in a valley in Skye. It's fantastic, beautiful place, right? It's a lot like here where I live. That's what it looks like. I'm in Skye, you know.
Just a lot more rain.
Yeah. So that castle, she can see that fucking castle that was in the Highlander movie from the porch on the hospice place. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So anyway, the Vikings, the Norsemen, there's many names for us. They migrated west, right, over the UK and into these islands on the northwest of Scotland. And Perthshires, I'm a McLaren. That's my clan, right? My great grandfather was from this place, so I traced it back to my great grandfather. But there's my daughter, my mother. They've traced it a lot further back, and it's very interesting. You know, that's where true history comes from. Your roots, guys.
Yeah. You got to know your roots. You got to know your roots. Got to know your roots to where you're going.
Yeah. So, so the Northmen, I guess, you know, the legends of the Vikings raiding, but they actually, you know, went there to learn farming skills and teach ironworking, and they settled. A lot of Northmen from Norway, especially, settled in the west of Scotland. And it was divided into 3 areas. And you've heard of the Picts. There's movies and stuff, you know, like about the Picts. And there's 3 different clans in Scotland at that time.
Okay.
And so that movie Braveheart covers that battle.
Yeah. I was just thinking of that. I was just thinking Braveheart.
Yeah. It's based off of that separation, right? Like King Robert and the Bruce and all that, right? So so that's I'm from the Picts, right? My ancestors. So that's as far as I've gotten, basically. But on my mother's side, I've gotten back to the Egypt, like some kind of link with Egyptians. Yeah. Which is kind of, if you look at Egyptians' complexions and eye shapes, natives, and I have the native eyes shape, but I have blue eyes, right? And they say in the Ragnarok, in the Viking culture and the Second Ice Age, the blue-eyed men emerge from the caves underground in the underworld. So there's
the Vikings were like the first seafaring kind of nation, weren't they? They travelled the seas. They went, you know, they went to Scotland, parts of the UK, and
they came here to North America. There's still evidence of. Yep, there's still evidence, David, in a province called Newfoundland.
Yeah,
and then Yeah, my mother is from Turtle Island off the east coast of Canada, right? And here's something, Simon. You think about this, like these ancient natives, or our ancestors a couple hundred years ago named this island Turtle Island. How would they know it's shaped like a turtle?
Do you not think it's because it was filled with turtles?
No, the whole that you can do it. Google Turtle Island over here.
Are there turtles on the island? Around on the beaches?
No.
Okay.
It'd be the wrong climate, wouldn't it? It'd be the wrong climate for turtles.
Yeah,
I would think.
Well, there are a lot of turtles. It could be ocean turtles in the summer months.
Okay.
That's through there. But we have snapping turtles and painted turtles mostly here.
I thought they were like in humid, warm climates. Turtles.
Snapping turtles, David. They're a force to be reckoned with. I'll tell you.
Yeah, they can take your fingers off, can't they? Them things.
They can take your leg off. I actually, I had one about like this size as a kid, and I was teasing it with my hockey stick, and it snapped my hockey stick like a piece of paper.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, so, on your mother's side, on your mother's side, like, are they connected to all the Inuits and?
Well, that's what I was starting to wonder. Like they some think there was some kind of land bridge between North America and Russia, right? And the Inuits, the Asian, Persian, whatever, that have those almond shape and darker complexion, right? So as I was saying, the Egyptians look a lot like our natives, right? Whereas the East Indians, they don't really, they're dark and have the hair, but they don't have the face structure and the shape of eyes that natives and Egyptians have. And they ironically have the same symbols for gods and love and home so I'm digging into the symbols right now.
I was just about to say, like you mentioned, like the symbolism is very similar to Egyptian.
Yeah. So I'm researching my mother's symbolic language, and I'm researching my father's symbolic language, which is runes, right? If you look on my main page, my channel, it's Emerald Rider in Runes.
That's right. I remember talking about that. Yeah.
And on my music videos, I'm just about to drop my first really official music video. I have a music producer now. His name is Alex, and he has quite a large channel here on YouTube called Herknunger. So I invite you guys to come over and check us out. I'm a moderator there. It's Viking pegging. If you could drop a link there, Simon, Herknunger. HERK.
Simon ain't got a clue, I don't think. A bit like me.
I know who he is.
We're too old to send links. We're too old to send links.
I'll jump out soon, guys, and I'll drop a link when I jump out.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Well, that music video I just dropped, it's called Northern Lights Owl's Ritual. It's a ritual that our people do, the native side of me, and it's to release. It's to transition to other places, like Simon was talking about, with the chemical state of your brain. And so I'm celebrating that. I went on an owl's dance ritual. I needed healing, and if you follow my channel, you'll see why. And I had some. I needed a lot of healing, and I'm becoming who I really am, and that's a musician and an artist. Like the trucking is not who I am, you know what I mean?
That's just a means to an end, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's all that is. You're not a trucker. You're you experiencing.
Yeah, we're not our jobs.
Yeah,
that's it.
Hey, well,
I'm jobless.
Here in Denmark, I went to now and then when I first moved here, I didn't have a washing machine and that, so I had to go to the local washing place, and it was right next to this massive church graveyard place that I'd put my washing in, go up in the graveyard, go for a little smoke, as you do, while your washing's getting done. And I'm looking at all the gravestones, and from the 1950s before, this is in Denmark, you don't have Greta Torkelson born such a time, died such a time, or that you normally see on the gravestones. What you have on every gravestone, it starts with train master, Jan Tergelsen, or baker. So on the gravestones, they have their occupation before their name.
That's strange.
Yeah.
And I was like, 1 minute, why
Well,
is there jobs on there? Because here in Denmark, you're your job before you are your person.
Wow.
Everybody knew.
If you think about the history of like your coat of arms, for instance, I've
Family
studied
crest.
this. Yeah, your crests and whatnot. You're usually named like I'm. My last name was Wilton. I'm from the Wiltshire. Probably. I named my son Kiefer. His first name's Kiefer, and that stands for barrel maker in Ireland or something. You know what I mean? But it usually represents your surname. Usually represents where you're from and what you did, right? Like Smith probably was blacksmith at one time, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of thing.
Yeah, my second name goes directly back to Wales.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went from Wales to Ireland. This is on my dad's side. And then from Ireland over to the UK.
How old were you when you were in Ireland, David?
Hey?
How old were you when you were in Ireland?
No, this is my father. My father is from Ireland, and he moved here.
Oh, okay.
He moved here, then met my mum in the UK. My mum come from South Africa.
It's his ruderentals.
Yeah, I've got a pretty crazy mix going on.
yeah, you and me both, buddy.
I wish I knew mine.
But I embrace both sides. I really do. You've got to, because you can kind of see, you can see like the split, can't you? Like when you've got both sides of the family, see both sides, and it can be
denying your family lineage is denying yourself.
Well, guys, I highly encourage you to watch my last two videos, because what David's saying now is almost like paraphrasing what I said about 3 hours ago before I upload the video, David. It's very true, man. Like I'm embracing both sides of my cultures at the same time in a visual Halloween, and we call it Samhain. It's the Celtic New Year, and it's pretty cool what I got going on here. And I've done more, like whatever happened to me out in the wilderness, and I filmed the trip out. It's called Into the Wilderness. Whatever fucking happened to me out there, man. It was Northern Lights, and I got a download. I was told, of information and energy, and I haven't not. I'm still the same person, but I'm like enhanced, like outlook, energy, spirit, mind, body. Like I've done more in the past 2 weeks than I've done in the last 2 months.
Regenerated.
And if you guys follow each and every one of your astrological charts, it'll tell you, right? This same thing I'm telling you for me, right? So I highly recommend another channel. Can I shout out a channel, David?
Of course.
Mary at Sea Level. If somebody could post that in chat,
yeah,
please.
She's often in the chat sometimes.
Yeah, I highly encourage you guys to go subscribe to Mary, please. She's wonderful. She's old school from the shed. So is Banner. You guys are old school from the shed, and I really appreciate you guys. And Mary lately and I have been resonating, like talk about synchronicities.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was going to say to you, Em. Do you feel like you're more in harmony with everything?
Yeah.
You're more balanced and.
Totally. Yeah.
I think everyone.
David,
do we all go through that process?
Yeah. I'll give you an example, David. Usually it takes me about 8. Well, I'll give you the first music video I tried to make. It's called Raven's Claw Ritual. I just unreleased it. Took it off private. I don't know what the word is for that. I took it from public to private and private back to public. So that's the first song I did with another person, this girl, and it's a rough cut. It hasn't been produced yet. Well, I haven't made a video for it. And then the next video I did was Chieftain River Chant. All these videos and songs I'm writing are based off of what I'm going through and where I'm at. So,
man, we've got some fantastic musicians that come into this chat. Very,
Yes,
very
indeed.
good. And
Indeed.
if you want to have a, I mean, there's one in the hangout right now with a guitar on his
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like-
On our senses,
yeah.
you know, Vertec, yeah, I
Guitar,
follow along a lot
paper
of times.
cutout. You can't tell. It looks 3D, but it's a paper cutout.
Yeah, and Brendan's doing fantastic. I've been following his stuff, and
He's learning so quick, right? He's learning that.
yeah,
How is he
is.
learning that
Yeah.
quick?
Yeah, so basically, I'm on my third song that I've sort of given you guys all a taste of. But this last song is just about to be dropped as an official quote unquote music video.
Yeah, I'll play it.
produced-
I'll play it then.
Let's play it now if we can.
Yeah, play
cool.
it, play it. You can present it and play it if you want to.
I can't do that
or,
right now.
if you post it, if you post the video in the YouTube chat, and I'll play
Put
it.
the link in the chat.
You put the link in the chat. I'll play it for you.
Okay, yeah, I'll post it right now for you, buddy.
Okay, mate.
I'm just a little bit drunk, Banner. I can't see too
So,
well.
Okay.
just
no
referring to when you talked about the Turtle Island, I had a look, and it turns out Turtle Island is something that's named to many different islands that look like the back of a turtle. So there is no one Turtle Island. It turns out there are many Turtle Islands all around the
Off
world.
the coast of Nova Scotia, Simon.
Yeah, well, I tried.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting. I'm just getting loads of Turtle Islands, but ultimately, yeah, there's lots of Turtle Islands, and it's like you say, it's called Turtle Island because it looks like a turtle's back.
Yeah, but how did they know it looked like a turtle when they didn't have airplanes or satellites or anything? You know, How would
Probably
they
from
know?
sea, from when you see it from sea level, and you see like level wise when you're looking out to the
Yeah,
horizon.
maybe
you see,
that.
like,
Yeah,
a little
different
bulge of an
visual. Yeah.
island that maybe they can say
Yeah.
looks like a giant turtle coming towards them or something. I don't know.
Well, here I was born in Thunder Bay. I call it Thor, God of Thunder. There's a sleeping giant. Google that, Simon. It's pretty cool.
Do you live anywhere near Shag Harbour?
Shag Harbor?
Yeah, it's in Nova Scotia, right?
I'm in Ontario, buddy.
Oh, okay.
I
okay.
did.
No,
I did live in Nova Scotia when I was in the Navy.
because there was an old incident when I was into UFOs many years ago, and it was a USO, it was underwater submerged, and it all happened in this place called Shag Harbour in Nova Scotia.
Well,
and I was
have
just
you guys
always.
heard of that- Have you heard of that song of the Edmund Fitzgerald? The song of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
No, I haven't heard.
Check it out, Dave. It's a true story kind of Celtic folkish song about a ship that sank. It's pretty famous. Somebody in the chat may probably know that. But it's sort of like the Titanic of Canada.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey Nat in the chat, welcome.
They also have you was talking about runa writing.
Yep.
We have runa stones also here in Denmark. They claim that the Vikings wrote them. They have one certain stone called the Yelling Stone up in north in Denmark. It's very famous, and it's the oldest stone they found with hieroglyphs, but with runa script, as they call it, runa writing on it. And yeah, that's also where they got the symbol for Bluetooth. Bluetooth is split up from the name of Bluetooth, King Bluetooth here in Denmark. Yeah, King. There was a king called King Bluetooth.
I never knew
here
that.
in Denmark, and his first and second name in runa script, in runa writing, they took the first letters and they literally stuck them together, and it created the symbol that we see for Bluetooth. And there's many Danes here. I asked them, why do you think he had a Bluetooth? I researched it myself, and a lot say because he was a king and he was a fighter. He was in lots of battles, and one of his tooth, he got hit a lot, and one of his teeth went blue, which you can see from people who get, the teeth hit a lot. The nerves get fucked up, and the tooth dies, and it goes a bit blue colored.
Hey, buddy, I'm living proof of that.
It turns out the reason why he had blue teeth is because he really enjoyed and loved blueberries, which makes a lot more sense because blueberries are very healthy for you and very healthy for the blood. So the king had the best, wouldn't it?
Can I tell a joke?
Yeah, the Harold Bloten in Danish, Harold Bluetooth, is where we get the symbol for our Bluetooth. Now, my other question is, which I haven't found out yet, what did he have to do with the passing of information over short distances? because there must be something symbolic reason to why they've used him.
Use that, yeah.
Bluetooth. And what Bluetooth does is send information without a wire over a short distance. So there's something to do with the history of that man that has been put towards, and that's why they've used his name. But I haven't worked that out yet.
If you study that man, Simon, I can almost guarantee you he'll lead you to Switzerland.
Probably.
Yeah.
It probably lead me all around the world, because over to Canada as well, you know.
Yeah. He's like there's pharaoh bloodlines that actually took over the Roman Empire. Okay. And I'm gonna go deep here, guys. I don't know.
I've got a shovel.
So I'll stick with symbols. Keep
Come
it
back
simple.
to your mic, Dave.
So
I just went on my phone to have a look at the symbol. And it is a rune kind of symbol, isn't it? Very like two triangles with a line.
Yeah.
Well, go on Google and write Harold Bluetooth, and then you'll see the two separate symbols, and then you can see how they get put together to make the Bluetooth.
Yeah, and it looks like runes. So,
but I wasn't surprised if I thought I've got a feeling that these rune language was written by these people we call the Inuits now, the Greenlanders.
Yep.
It was part of their language, because there's a claim here in Denmark that they've never found they've never found Viking writings, because the Vikings didn't have a written language. It turns out they didn't have a written language. They only spoke to each other in a certain way, however it was, in what language, but they did never write anything down.
And
So these rune stones, these writing on it is not from the Vikings. So I think it's the original people before the Vikings came and killed all the indigenous people, as we see that happened in America. So white man came to Europe, killed all the indigenous people, took it over, and then set up society as we see today. And then the 1700s moved on to other places to do exactly the same thing as what they did in Europe here. And the people, the original people, the Inuits, they had nowhere to run. And they ran, 1 minute, let me just finish to explain it. And they ran all the way to Greenland to survive, the last place they had to survive on this earth. Just 1 minute, please. And that's why we see that when we first discovered these Inuits, these Greenlanders, they were living deep in the ice packs in these things called igloos. Now, over the last few hundred years, because we've stopped hunting them, literally stopped chasing them, they've moved from the ice packs, these igloos. Now they live in little huts like you see in Norway, little wooden huts, which are scattered around the edges of Greenland, where it's a lot warmer than in the ice packs. And the only reason why they've moved out there now is because they're not being hunted anymore by the white man, because it's only white man who goes hunting, isn't it? So that's where America came from. That was the next mission. They took Europe, and the new promised land was America. And exactly the same thing happened in America as happened in Europe. And
they did the same in South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, South America.
Yeah. And the original people of them places either died or they moved. If you want to live, move to where we don't want to be. And the ice packs was the only place for these Inuits to move. But I think they covered the whole of Europe. And that's why I showed in my last stream, when you look at the blocks that they use to build an igloo, is the same kind of big blocks that they use to build these massive buildings that we see with no mortar between them. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you.
Go
for it.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. But I'll get back to the you mentioned like the symbols, QR codes, and I'm sure you guys are probably digging into this a little bit, but it's said, like from my research a little bit, that QR codes are an ancient language, and very similar to the layout of I'm sort of in an Egypt mode. I might as well go back there. The layout of the structures represent QR codes and computer circuit boards. And
well, babe.
So it's fascinating. And
you look if you look at the structures in Egypt from a bird's eye view, looking down, they look like a circuit board, right?
Yeah. So let's get back into Egypt again. And the pharaohs infiltrated the Roman Empire. Okay, and before that, there was sort of a historic battle going on, and they brought together a council. It's called the Council of Nicaea to sort of rearrange the world, because there was two baby Jesuses. There was one in Bavaria, and there was one in. Does anybody know?
Israel.
No. So his name was Serapis, right? And he was sent to Egypt. And Greek, it's the pharaohs.
We're being thrown off there.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes, guys. We got 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's perfect. It's perfect, really, because I can show a couple of videos and close it down. So we got 10 minutes, guys. We got 10 minutes.
I dropped that song banner for you in the chat.
Oh, so, yeah, fantastic. I'll play it. As soon as everyone gets off, it'll be the first thing I play.
So just guys, look into this for shits and giggles. A channel called Guresh. I don't know how to spell it right now.
Guresh.
He talks very much at Simon. If you heard of Guresh, see, I'm drunk, guys. I can't even remember the guy's name.
Is it an Indian name? Is it pronounced?
No, he's from Switzerland. He was in prison for 7 years by the Swissies. You see, the Swissies are the old Pharaoh bloodlines. Red House is Egypt, first house. White House is America, New Rome. Second house is white. Third house is blue, war. Okay, and look at the color of the flags. They're all
red,
there.
white, and blue.
Okay, red, white, and blue. Right? Swissy. Remember Swissy. Fuck you, Swissy. Play my video.
Emerald, I have something for you to think about when you was talking about the Egyptians, right?
Yeah.
The Vikings were very well known.
The Vikings are from the fucking Pharaoh bloodline.
Yeah, well, if I can just explain, the Vikings were very well known for, when they attacked England and other places in Europe, that they expected them, for the Vikings to come over the sea onto the beach, gather together, like this is what normally always happens, get your armies together, and then you start coming inland and working your way through the land to wherever you want to get. Well, the Vikings didn't do that. They were clever. They had something special called these Viking boats. And what was special about them, that they had no bottom on them, meaning that they didn't have a keel sticking down. They were flat, so that they could go up the rivers into the land. So it was a case of not fire, Your Honor. The Vikings are coming, and
just like the natives. The natives here have been going to war
and work over the land and get us, so we can prepare. And not, sir, I'm sorry, but they're here. And the king would be like, what do you mean they're here? And they came up the rivers because they didn't have, so they could go over the sea. Now, the other place in the world at the same time that had this technology was Egypt. Egyptians also had bottomless boats that came from the ocean or the Mediterranean.
See that fucking what's the word? It validates what I just said.
Yeah. So this is where this information, this knowledge has been passed up through the Egyptians up into Europe. So it's probably the same people, the same knowledge that's being brought by the same people on the same mission, which we see that's ended recently in America by taking over America. And these were the kind of
red house,
weapons,
white house, blue house. Remember that?
Yeah, the houses. Yeah. So this bottomless boat was more of a weaponized ship. These ships that they made was more what we would see as military ships, designed in a special way to do special things.
I'm making a spaceship right now, boys.
You do look like you're kind of flying a bit, mate. I've got to be honest. You do look a bit.
Play my video, boys. I'm about to pass out here. Play the song for fuck's sakes.
I'm gonna play it once we shut this down. Then
we got 7 minutes left.
We got 7 minutes on it.
We all got an hour. We've got to use it up as much.
As soon as the 7 minutes are up, it'll be the first video I play. Right,
it's free. Yeah, I found that interesting when I learned that these bottomless boats and that the Vikings used them tactically.
Well, you look at the shape, okay?
England,
you're going to enjoy. Simon, you're going to enjoy my that video because I talk about.
I'm not going to stop talking if you're into.
I'm not going to stop talking then either, you bastard.
Yeah, but you can't.
So my
sorry
ancestors
for-
had a
look,
canoe factory here.
I'm
which is
sorry
very
for
much-
talking whilst I was
very
interrupting.
similar, like to Simon's forehead there. You know, like the same shape, the same curve of the hull was sort of like Simon's head. But there was my ancestors had a birch bark canoe factory here, Simon, in 1910. Okay,
that
Google
right?
that. Google that, you bastard, right now.
1910.
Google it. Nippigan
I
birch
will
bark
Google it.
canoe
I'm just
factory.
going to the pub first. 1 minute.
Oh, so
serious,
you two got me in fits. I'm not going to stop talking. Neither am I.
Fuck that guy! Doesn't shut up, man. Okay,
Brilliant.
there you
Brilliant.
stop.
I love it. I love it. I love it. No, it's good.
Okay. No, but like what Simon was saying, the shape, the shallow hull and stuff. The natives here have been going to war. You should see the canoe in one of, and sometimes in my video you see my Winnebago and a teepee in a canoe, Simon. This fucking canoe is like 20 feet long, man.
Yeah.
It's like a Viking ship design. It's incredible. Okay.
Yeah, because they
So
got
don't
flat
get caught
bottoms,
up
right?
in it. The moral of the story is don't get caught up any fucking river without your paddle. Right?
Yeah.
Shit street without a paddle, right?
Yeah.
And you've got to remember, if you want to go somewhere, you've got to stick your oar in.
I drank whiskey from 40 Creek, over Schitt's Creek. 40 Creek whiskey. Google that too. It's fine Canadian whiskey, lads.
You don't call it
I don't
spirits for
drink
nothing, my
alcohol.
friend.
So
40 Creek. Yeah.
I'll stop drinking alcohol years and years and years.
I know that, Banner. I know you're a good lad. I know that.
I can't. I actually can't go near it. I really can't.
I don't drink often, but I often drink. Can we play my song now or what here?
Well, I'm gonna play it as soon as we close this down, and everyone goes back in the chat. I'll play it so everyone can see it on the screen.
The suspense is killing me for you to see this, man.
Yeah, no, we've got a couple. We've literally got a couple of minutes.
Okay, so I'll give you a couple minutes to talk here because Simon's not talking, so I got to talk quick here. So that song is a Ravensclaw ritual.
Evan's a little bit
Business is a pew, Oskifer.
So the video for the fucking song is done. The song audio isn't quite finished. I have to sync the drum to the tagalharpa. So the instrument I'm playing is an ancient Viking bow. It's like they call it a lyre or a jahuka, right? Okay. Yeah, but I call it my tagalharpa, right? It's a tagalharpa to me, right? And that's the Viking term for it. And I'm playing my native drum, right? So I'll give you a little taste of that.
Hey, how are you? Hey,
Hey,
hey, how are you? Very well, thank you. Very well, thank you. Nice one.
I love all the Indian like rain dances and all the chanting.
It's where all our music today stemmed from.
Yeah.
I believe it started before that. It started with people smashing and hitting rocks. And this is where we get rock music from, because you hit certain rocks and they give us a kind of tone. Each different rock with a different substance gives a different tone.
I have that in me since I was a kid. Like if something can make a sound, like I tap the sides of my drum too, right? This is the beat for one of my songs. Hey.
Beautiful. I think we've only got
2 minutes in counting.
2 minutes
to lift
2
off.
minutes.
That's okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here and grab another beer. So
2 minutes to lift off to Emerald Space Station.
All right. Do I have to like jump out to watch it or like?
Yeah. Just we jump out and just go back into the YouTube chat.
It's going to all happen automatically. We're getting thrown out in 30 seconds. And counting.
30 seconds, is it?
All right.
Just make sure you put your spacesuit on when you jump out your space station.
The space station video's next, guys.
We can't wait, Em. We can't wait for it, honestly.
Good to finally speak with you, Emerald. Good to
Well,
finally meet you face to face. Yeah.
David, could you play both? Play my song, and then play my last video off Emerald Rider. It's only
of course. First of all, I'll play the song, and then if you post the other one in there, I'll play that after. The call's about to end, guys. We've literally got 30 seconds.
All right, see you later.
Take care, Daniel.
See you, Daniel.
Take care, Simon.
See you, Keith.
Take care. Much appreciation, guys. Thanks for popping. Thank you very much. We had a good chat.
Good stuff.
Good chat. Thank you, guys.
Right on. Right on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gone. Right, we're back. Right, let me just play the rest of Brendan.
You raised the blade. You made the change.
Guys, I'm just going to make a coffee. Be back in 1 sec.
You rearranged me till I'm sane. You lock the door and throw away the key. There's someone in my head, but it's not me. And if the cloud bursts, thunder in your ear, you shout and no one seems to hear. And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes, I see you on the dark side of the moon. All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
Right, let me just get this video going.
Faces, bright and early for the day.
Northern Lights Owl Dance. Owl Dance. Pretty cool vid though. Right, so that is the Bluetooth sign, yeah? That's two of those together make the Bluetooth sign. So you get another one here. Yeah, Simon was right. And M, they were both right. Interesting. I don't know what that one could mean though. Right, let's check. Is this the other one? The other video? Check it. I think it is. Mary's story. Mary's moon. Oh, okay, so Em was talking about this crater here. I think it's this one at 4 o'clock. Uprighting it to north, and you see female holding a baby. Oh, I can't turn my head round. I can't twist the image either.
Wow, look at that, guys. Look at that. There's clouds passing over it right now. Pretty cool, guys. It almost looks to me more like an orange luminary fire. I see fire and ice, actually. That's what is being shown to me.
That.
There we go, Manny. Hail, Manny. Manny doesn't want to be filmed. Manny doesn't want to be filmed. Come on, Manny. Show yourself. Show your beautiful face. Your petrified beauty. Show us. Show us. What a treat. There you are. Come on now, don't be shy. Show me your wisdom. Show me your beauty. Come on. Thank you. Thank you, Thor. Thank you for stay with it. There. Beautiful. There's the money shot.
I see it.
tale, Manny. She has locks of hair, guys, right? Sometimes she can be a young girl, and other times she's a broken-hearted princess. Manny. I seen her in the California mountains, the face of Manny, a beautiful face, and a skull. Death at the same time. Yes. This is pretty special. I thought you'd really appreciate this one, Mary. And tell me what you see on. Do you see the little girl's face? She's like a little demon. She looks like a little demon child. And then she looks so innocent. And I don't know, when I watch it, play it back, I'll be able to see it a lot better. But the image I'm seeing right now is not great compared to what comes out of the camera. So stop it there.
Good stuff, Em.
Races going nowhere, going nowhere, and the tears are filling up their glasses. No expression, no expression. Hide my head, I want to drown my sorrow. No tomorrow, no tomorrow. And I find it
What video is it, Em? My new video. Okay, I've got you. I do read the chats, Em. I do read the chats.
I find it hard to tell.
I think I've got the right one now.
When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world.
Oh, damn. Hold on.
From America, you're NASA snakes. NASA snakes. One of these things is different from the other. Emerald rocket. I have a question for you globalings. Emerald rocket. Emerald rocket. Which of these things in reality do we experience? America and NASA. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. NASA. Your globe is dying. We're coming for you, NASA. In your tin foil. Lies. It's all lies. Your tinfoil fairy tale fantasies.
Cool, Em. Nice one. So yeah, go over to Emeralds and subscribe to him. He's always making videos and talking about his thoughts. Good stuff, Em.
And children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Made to feel the way that every child should. Sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. No one knew me. No one knew me. Hello teacher, tell me what's my lesson? Look right through me. Look right through me. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. And I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, 'cause I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world.
We've got
Moving just like a mystery, I try to hide from me. Making mistakes and I'm dancing around on earth for all to see. Think about it, realize and talk about it. Don't need to mechanize it, just need to realize it. This perfect.
okay. Let's just. That's 15 minutes. It should take us perfectly to 1:45. It's Dave Marble, where he's bloody name.
Due to issues with live streaming, I'm not going to be doing that. I went ahead and decided that I'm going to go ahead and just record the video. Sorry about the mix-up. Things were lagging really bad, and I'd rather not submit that as a product from my channel. But anyway, I hope this works out a little bit better. Real quick, just wanted to get into this article, and we're probably going to, I think I'm going to watch a video going along with this one. I've been out of the loop for a little while. Life's changed a bit. Going from being a minimalist, living out of their van, to a full-out homeowner with all the responsibilities falling on my shoulders alone. And, so there's that. Anyway, I've been a little busy. There's been, a lack of time to be able to do these type of things. So, people have been requesting proof of life or for me to put a video out, and so here we go. This is an article that I woke up and saw this morning, the 13th of October. Just out of nowhere, oddly. It's kind of weird how this happened. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so NASA insider confesses on deathbed, I filmed fake moon landing in 1969. So let's slide down here. Not sure if these are the real pictures. I don't know. But anyway, let's go into this. This is a little bit about the...
I think you might start getting a lot of this. People telling the truth on their deathbeds. Going to get a lot of this in the next probably 20 years. People owning up to all the lies.
Publisher.
But, it won't get to obviously main media streams. It'll just be people like us talking about it.
Yeah, the person who wrote the article. Okay, a New Mexico man has made a series of astonishing confessions since he was diagnosed with terminal cancer and told that he has months to live. He claims the moon landing was faked by the U.S. government, with the footage shot at a military base and the surface of the moon recreated with sand and cement powder.
What did I say? What did I say? Do you remember me and Ponchos all those years back? Remember what I said about the Neil Armstrong's boot in the moon's surface, the print? I said on Ponchos years ago. That is cement dust. I've worked with cement dust, and I know if you put it on the floor and you put your hand in it, it will make a perfect impression. Even the little lines in your hands will be imprinted in the cement dust, and it holds its form as well. And I could clearly see it because I used to play about with cement, when I was younger. My dad used to have loads of it because he was a fencer, so he had to use it. There's always about, and we always used to mess about with it. So that's how I know. When I first see that boot, I was like, that's cement dust. And it says here, cement powder. I was correct all along. I knew it. That's crazy. It's obvious. Once you see it, go back and look at the footprint again. You'll see it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's obvious it's cement dust. Cement powder. Damn, and this guy's actually come out and said it. Recreated with sand and cement dust. Wow. That's crazy.
Surprise. I was wondering what they were using for that anyway. Okay, sand and cement powder. Okay. All right. According to Gene Gomar, his father, a military policeman who was stationed at Cannon Air Force Base, was involved in the massive deception that fooled the world, laying the groundwork for a government-sponsored mass formation psychosis, that continued throughout the decades and into the current era. The deathbed confession, filmed by his father in 2002, was destroyed in a fire of unknown origin. So Gomar decided to recreate it and share his father's story for the world before his own death. Okay, so Alright, anyway. In the confession, Gomar, born Eugene Reuben Akers, says he doesn't want fame or money for what he's doing because hopefully the video will not be released until after his death. Gomar passed away on February 13th earlier this year, so now we are able to view and share the extraordinary confession. I clicked on this video here. Alright, this just takes you to some law of attraction, wealth building, secret type videos. So no, the actual video is at the bottom. So check it. Is the truth about the moon landings finally starting to leak out? Actually, we've been leaking that truth for quite some time, but carry on. In the past 12 months, NASA has made a series of revelations that have left the official narrative in shreds. Mainstream media barely reported on these revelations, so most people remain none the wiser about what NASA has admitted. Another big surprise there, covering up the truth that's being exposed. The truth of the matter is NASA has all but confirmed the landings were fake, and anybody who works in the space industry or has any knowledge about the rocket science has quietly accepted that the whole thing was a charade. And now they keep pushing back and delaying the Artemis program. Because recently they were supposed to be going back to the moon, right? Or that's what they were saying. They were going to be going back to the moon a few months ago, I believe. They were talking about, and then they totally canceled those missions again, oddly. It's weird because, you know, technology has progressed so much since 1969, yet they haven't gone back to the moon. That's another one of those questions that we like to ask, you know, time and time again. If they were able to do it back then, technology's moved forward. Why haven't we gone back to the moon with this advanced technology that we have now? We ask that question all the time. Nobody has a good answer. They just say gravity. Anyway, so why is nobody talking about this? We literally didn't go to the moon in 1969, and to this day, no human being, American, Russian, Chinese, or ancient Egyptian, has been past lower Earth orbit, which is about 1,000 miles above sea level. Hence the shirt. Okay. Anyway, when more people become aware that we simply didn't or simply don't know how to get to the moon, the astronomical renaissance will ensue based on empirical evidence rather than NASA lies. Sounds like a flat earther wrote this, actually. And remember, we are part of something so huge right now. We have the potential to break the chains of the past, the control, division, hatred, and separation. We are literally birthing a new world. I don't know if I like those words, though. But anyway, that's why the control apparatus is so afraid. They know that they can't stop this. The more they lie, the more they deceive, the more they expose themselves, which leads to more people waking up from the illusion. All right, and here's the video. So we're going to go ahead and get into this real quick. Let me check to see if everything's working out. All right, and let me see. Can I change this to full screen? I want you to be able to see this. All right. Okay, or not. Let's get into it.
Hello, my name is Gene Gilmore. My birth given name is Eugene Reuben Akers. I don't want any money for what I'm doing because hopefully this video won't come out until after my death. So I have nothing to gain, nothing to profit by telling you what I'm going to tell you. In 1968, my father was stationed at Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico. We lived in Clovis, New Mexico. He was in the military police for over 20 years, and on his deathbed in 2002, we made a recording of what happened. Project Slam Dunk was the name of this. President Johnson in 1968, okay? In Cannon Air Force Base in 1968.
So what is a slam dunk? It's a basketball reference, right? Of you've got the ball in your hand and you're slamming it through a ring.
He said by that time, by the time he got there, that there was already 2 large hangars that were connected. There was hundreds of dump trucks that came in and dumped sand and stone, and cement powder was powdered over the top of all that to make it look like a lunar landscape. They had men that fashioned it into a lunar landscape.
Clearly.
Okay, I've never known my dad to lie, so this all took me by surprise. You know, what's that all about? So anyway, he said that in front of the airplane hangars was
Happy,
framing
welcome,
with large canvas tents that was concealing the inside of the staging area. Inside the staging area, on flatbed trucks, was created the lunar lander that was reassembled back inside the hangars. All of the walls were painted flat black, and the ceilings as well. He was sworn to secrecy by the NSA, and they would put him in prison for breaking that oath. When Dad saw the moon landing on TV, he cried. He said he knew that what he had witnessed on TV was exactly what they recorded in that hangar. There was no reason for them to go flying around and everything. They had detailed high-definition photos of the landing area. There was no reason for them to go flying around to a different landing area that almost exhausted their fuel, except for drama, because everything had gone so smoothly. Nothing, you know, so it had to be something. Anyway,
I just realised this is
that was one of 3 guards. They guarded the inside of the front entrance.
Funny thing
There
happens
was a list of 15
on the way to the
people who
moon.
could enter.
Brill.
No one else was allowed by order of President Johnson. And here is that list. And I gave it to Bart Cybrell as well.
That's a brill, yeah.
And he checked out a lot of these names, and he says he can verify a lot of these people and what they do. And I come across a couple myself. Anyway, President Johnson, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, Werner von Braun, Robert Emenegger, Gene Kranz, James Webb, Joe Kerwin, Dr.
Hold on, let's rewind. Did he just say James Webb?
Aldrin, Werner von Braun, Robert Emenegger, Gene Kranz, James Webb.
James Webb, he did.
Gene Kranz, James Webb. Gene Kranz, James Webb. Kranz, James Webb.
Wow. They named a telescope after the geezer that filmed the fake moon landings. You believe that CGI telescope's taking real pictures? Come on. It all starts to make sense, doesn't it? They named the telescope after this dude fakes the moon landing. Oh my lord. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up.
Joe Kerwin, Dr. Thomas Paine, Glenn Looney, Dr. Christopher Kraft, Dr. James Van Allen,
Van Allen belt. They were all involved. Van Allen, that's the Van Allen belt. What?
Lieutenant Colonel Donald Simon, and Grant Norrie. Now, the only 2 that I really have information on is Robert Emenegger. Apparently, he did a lot of video work and stuff for the Department of Defense. So the DoD did know him. Okay, and the other one was Grant Norrie, Norray, I believe. Was to the best of my dad's knowledge was a.
That's incredible to me. Honestly, that really is. They named that fake ass telescope after one of the people that filmed the fake moon landing, James Webb. That is just next level. That's next level mocking. That's next level mocking people.
FBI, CIA, NSA, who knows, something like that. Okay, President Johnson only showed up for the first day of filming. Filming lasted for 3 days, and the entire project was restored to original. In other words, the hangars were all taken apart, the sand was all removed, and so on and so forth. Okay. Dad said there was a lot of building going on at the base, so at the time, so sand and cement powder was never questioned. I can see how they could smuggle that all in within everything else that's going on. Since 2002, I have dug up, I already told you about that, the evidence for the moon landing that I have found. If you go to Google and go to Cannon Air Force Base website, they admit that President Johnson was there. The lunar lander was there. The astronauts were there. I also have verified some of the people on the list were there. I also verified there are a lot of building going on in the base, just as he had told me. And all of this was going on at the same time, on the same date. Dad told me all these things, father to son. He also told me not to ever tell anyone what he had said, but he said on his deathbed that he had to tell somebody before he died because it was just too important not to tell. That's about all I can think of. My dad, he raised me by the book. I know he didn't lie to me.
Well, all right. I posted the source article in the description. You can go check this out and go, do your own research on these things. I just wanted to tap in, give you a little, insight into something that I found early this morning. But that sounds, pretty cut and dry as far as the way that they set up the hangars and all that to, look like.
I can't get over the James Webb thing.
Makes sense.
Kind of blowing me away
we've
a bit.
seen numerous rocket failures. We've seen these, launches go, the rockets go straight up for a little bit and then they, go off sideways into the Atlantic Ocean. Probably dumping the
Bermuda Triangle.
The rockets and all that into the triangle. You know what I mean? And we know that there's no measurable curvature. We know that space is fake. That they've done a whole lot of editing as far as how they do these so-called live stream spacewalks. These astronauts, coming into the ISS, with the hair and all that. They're in these parabolic aircrafts. We've seen them doing live editing.
Next level mockery.
Video. We've seen all this stuff, and then now this comes out. It's good times. Anyway, just wanted to put this out there for you. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's a nice find, to be honest.
Always something to do at the farm.
I want that footage of that guy. I need to get that footage. Where is it? Backup. AMG News, NASA Insider. Is that it? Will it have the video on there, do you think? Well, it's on my list. I'll check it later.
You know how it is. But anyway, gonna go ahead and cut this one off. Let me see. And as always, you all take care.
If anyone can find that footage, the original footage, it'd be much appreciated. But I'm going to check it afterwards, see if that's it. I'm not going to do it now.
I'll be around from time to time. Anyway, you all take care. We'll talk soon.
It's pretty cool, man. That's a wow. One of the guys that filmed the fake moon landing was named James Webb. Can you believe that? This stumped me a bit, that. It really has. Like, the ultimate mockery. That is nuts. These things like that, they think that people can't put two and two together. That is just, honestly, it's next level, mate. That is, wow.
We don't need no stinking badges. Just a little
he's out for the count, Simon. He's out for the count, for sure. He's definitely. Hey Lee, welcome. How you doing? What do you guys think of that then? One of the guys that filmed the fake moon landing, his name was James Webb. Come on, that's no coincidence. That is, they've named that telescope after that guy. So he filmed the fakeness, and you want people to believe that CGI telescope is real? Making real images? Oh my lord. Hey, free speech, welcome. Did you catch that, World? Did you catch that confession?
with a master plan, a false vaccine.
I think World was in while it was being played. Yeah, exactly, Simon. It's a shit show pantomime. Yes, it is. I'm not surprised, David. They always get rewards, mainly deceiving the masses. Yeah, kind of like what Simon just said. Yeah, your name will go down in history. Yeah, we'll put your name on a CGI telescope. I'm a bit. I don't understand why you are shocked or shocking at the video. Yeah, true. Yeah. Now the confession is obviously a lot more shocking, but just putting that together and and where that name takes you to today, and you can see the connection there. That's to me that's crazy. But the confession is just off the hook, right? It's telling you, and I noticed it way back. I'm going to show you just quickly.
From space by satellites, the scientist and mediatrix trying to tell me 2 and 2 is 5. Excuse me while I mention the strategy of tension, mass manipulation, psychological operation, the general population.
I can clearly see
right in front of you.
There's one that's really does show it. I don't know which one of these is actually real. This one here. You can clearly see that this is cement dust.
Standing on its own, thriving all alone. Just a little seed makes a big tree. Grows so high, gonna touch the sky. Just a little.
There you go. Because when you compact it together, it goes like this. Makes a perfect imprint when you compact cement dust together. That is clearly, you can see it's literally been sprinkled. See it. There's probably a layer of sand under that, and on top of it probably a couple of inches, 3 inches of cement dust. Wow. I knew it. I said this back in Ponchos in like 2015, 16 about they've just stepped in cement dust, and that guy's come out and said they covered it in cement powder. Always stick to your gut feeling, guys. Always stick to what you see first, because it's normally the correct. Yeah, for me it's clear. You can clearly see it. That's more like a sand. That one, I don't know if it's the same. You can see the sand in it compared to this, more of a fine dust.
We're taking things that are genetically modified organisms and we're injecting them into little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. But you don't have a choice. People act like you have a choice.
The greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free.
What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers.
We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit what happened to the home of the brave. These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, heading the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up. Welcome to the end of days.
Everybody is slaves, only some are aware that the government releasing poison in the air. That's the reason I collect so many guns in my lair. I ain't never caught slipping, never underprepared. Yeah, they shade sign on me, they display it proudly. George Bush, the grandson of Alistair Crowley. They want you to believe the lie that the enemy's Saudi. The enemy ain't Saudi, the enemy around me. It's fluoride in the water, but nobody know that. It's also a prominent ingredient in Prozac. For real? How could any government bestow that upon people who believe in political throwback? That's not all that I'm here to present you. I know about the Black Pope and Solomon's Temple. Yeah. About the Vatican assassins and how they will get you. And how they clone Barack Hussein Obama in a test tube.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit. What happened to the home of the brave? These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day slaves. And everybody's just walking around, heading the clouds and won't awaken to a dead in the grave. By then it's too late, we need to be ready to raise up.
Hey, big shout out to everyone that come in today. Do appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. Hey, Jim. Good to see you, Jim. Big shout out to everyone that come into the hangout today. Simon, Daniel, Emerald. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the ones that poison all the food you consume. The ones that never told you about the Mount Vesuvius tombs. The bird flu is a lie, the swine flu is a lie. Why would that even come as a surprise? Yeah, the polio vaccine made you die. It caused cancer and it cost a lot of people their lives. Do y'all know about Bohemian Grove? How the world leaders sacrificing children in robes? Lucifer is God in the public school system. I suggest you open up your ears and you listen.
It's like we all know what's going down, but no one's saying shit. What happened to the home of the brave? These motherfuckers, they controlling us now, and no one's talking about how they made us modern day.
Cheers, Happy. Thank you. Cheers, Brendan. Simon. Hello. Daniel. Free speech. Nick Jimbo. Jim. Susanna. World Without Curve. I'll get well into. Lee Redpath. Chillstar. Honor. Nat. Did Rethink come in? Oh, I'm not too sure. Obviously, Vertec popped in. Thanks. Vertec Baron. I can't. Okie dokie. Alright, guys. Stop that there. Righty. Cheers, Jax. Thank you. Thanks, Roke. 6. Tony's Coffee's house. Thank you. Alright, guys. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, I'll see you all later. If Dell's on. If not, I'll see you Tuesday. Till then, take care. Have a great weekend.